Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 3. Our I can statement is, I can estimate products of one-digit numbers and determine whether the exact product is reasonable. So in this lesson, we're looking for reasonable answers, and we're going to be using estimation. So remember, when we use estimation, we're often going to be using rounding and thinking of place value. Number 1, the roller coaster at the carnival runs for 6 hours every day. It can take 320 people for a ride each hour. About how many people can go on the roller coaster each day? Okay, right away we see that word about, so we know we are looking for an estimate. This problem asks us to use a visual model to show how you can estimate the product of 6 times 320. So let's first go ahead and just write our estimate equation. We'll have 6 times, let's estimate 320. 320 is about 300. So if we estimate our equation as 6 times 300, then we can go ahead and show that using a visual model. So I'm going to do it this way, with showing my 6 groups. So each of these boxes is equal to 1 hour. There's a total of 6 hours. And within each of those hours, there's 300 people about that can go on this ride. All right, we can use what we've been working on. I'm using that simple fact. We know that 6 times 3 is 18. So 6 times 3 hundreds will equal 18 hundreds. So about how many people can go on the roller coaster each day? 1,800 people. Okay, let's go ahead and look at letter A. How did you change the numbers to estimate? What did we do to go from 320 to 300? We know these are about equal. We used rounding, right? So we rounded 320 to 300. Or if I'm rounding to the hundreds place, I'm either rounding to 300 or to 400. My midway point would be 350. 320 is less than 350, so it's more reasonable for it to be rounded to 300. That is what it's closest to. What 2 estimates do you get for 6 times 320 when you round 320 to the 2 nearest hundreds? Okay, this is what it's asking for. Right here, what we did. The 2 nearest hundreds, right? What is 320 between? It's between 300 and it's between 400, right? It falls in between those 2 numbers. So what it's asking us to do is just find another check to see if our answer is reasonable. So we already did 6 times 300. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18, so 6 times 300 is equal to 18 hundreds. Then 6 times 400, 6 times 4 is 24, so 6 times 400 is equal to 24 hundreds. And now it's going to ask us, which estimate is more reasonable? We gave 2 estimates here because it asked us to. Which one of these is more reasonable? The more reasonable estimate would be 1,800. And why is that? So you can say 1,800 is more reasonable. And think why. Why is 1,800 more reasonable than 2,400? It's all about what we rounded to. If we are rounding 320, even though it's between 400 and 300, it's closer to 300. When we round, it rounds to 300, not to 400. So we can say something like that, right? 1800 is more reasonable because 320 rounds to 300, not 400, right? It's closer to 300. It is below that halfway point in our hundreds. So to answer its question, about 1,800 people can go on the roller coaster each day. Right, number 2. The first Ferris wheel could carry 2,160 passengers per rotation. Suppose 4 groups rode the Ferris wheel with every seat filled each time. Emma says that 8,640 people rode the Ferris wheel. Is Emma's statement reasonable? Okay, again, we're not looking for the correct answer of her statement. We're saying, is her statement reasonable? In order to do that, we need to estimate 4 times 2,160. All right, letter A is asking us to show this on a number line. Identify the 2,000s that 2,160 is between. Circle them on the number line. I'm going to go ahead and put this number approximately on the number line to help find the numbers it is between. So I can tell that here's 2,000, here's 2,500, and here's 3,000. What those little tick marks in between are showing me is that each of these is worth 100. So this tick mark here would be 2,100. So 2,160 has got to be right about there. Right? In between 2,100 and 2,200. So which thousands is 2,160 between? 2,000 and 3,000. Okay, so just like we did on the last one, we're now going to use those to help us estimate what the actual product could be between. Okay, so we have 4 times 2,100. We'll choose our lower 1,000. So times 2,000. And then for this one, we'll have it times 3,000. Okay, using our skills we've been working on, 4 times 2 thousands is 8 thousands. 4 times 3 thousands is 12 thousands. This is telling us the product is going to be between 8,000 and 12,000. So is her estimate reasonable or not? Yes, her answer is reasonable. Go ahead and star which estimate you think is going to be closer to the exact product. Good, so if you starred 8,000, 4 times 2,000, you are correct. That's going to be closer to the exact product because just like on the last problem, 2,160 is closer to 2,000 than it is to 3,000. So although we know it's going to be between 8,000 and 12,000, we know it's going to be closer to 8,000. Right, go ahead and complete check understanding and press play when you are ready to check your work. Okay, let's go ahead and check. Number 1, tickets to the carnival cost $7 if the cashier sells 225 tickets in 1 hour. She says that the ticket sales in that hour were $950. Is this reasonable? Use estimation to justify your answer. So your answer should look something like this. Remember, when we're being asked to justify our answer, we want to make sure we're answering in complete sentences and multiple sentences. So we start by answering the question. No, this is not reasonable. Why is it not reasonable? Here's our explanation using estimation. 225 is close to 200. There's my estimation piece. $7 times 200 people is equal to $1,400. So $950 is too low. So they would be selling to fewer people if it was $950. Number 2, use rounding to estimate. 4 times 3,122. We know 3,122 is going to round to 3,000. So 4 times 3 thousands will be 12 thousands, or 12,000.